So now we're going to do some rapid descent techniques, starting with the big ears, the most common and the most used, because it gives you a nice descent rate but a forward speed. So to do it, you keep your hands through your brakes. It's good because you've always got control that way. You go for the manufacturer's ear lines, okay? So you make sure you know where they are, and then you pull them down. You can pull them down at the same time, or preferably one then the other. So bop, bop, it's in, okay? You can then slide your hands down to pull them in a little bit more, a little bit firmer. The more you pull like that, the better, and the less brake you've got on, the better, okay? So now we're descending. It's nice and smooth. I can weight shift right to steer right, and I can weight shift left to steer left. Then, when I'm coming out, I just let go and pump and let it dive. You must make sure you do a smooth pump. You can do one and then the other, or just one, and then let it dive and recover.
In normal flight conditions, big ears generally come out themselves, but it doesn't hurt to give them just a little pump to help them on their way.
The next one we're going to do is a big ear. This is if you really want to get down. You need a little bit of forward speed, but you want to keep your heading, but you want to just get down. You go for the big ear line plus the next A line in. So you have a look at them. You can see the big ear line's going to the outer leading edge, and the next one in is next to it. So you get them ready and you hold on to them. You put your hands far up, and this time it's best to do one and then the other because the deflation's big. So one side, pull it in, and then the other side, pull it in. See, these are big ears now. The descent rate's huge, almost deep stalling really, but it's got a bit of forward speed, but I'm dropping a lot, and you can see I'm pulling a lot of the A center in as well. You don't use your brakes. My brakes are right up, you can see that.
In fact, some manufacturers' manuals will suggest using the speed bar once you're established in good, stable big ears, as it decreases the angle of attack and increases the speed and safety.
But you never put the speed system on before you do the deflations because that makes it too big. Okay, so you let go of them, and if it's slow to come out, I pump one side, then the other, and it comes straight out. But you've got to remember that with big ears, you're dropping quite a lot. So your angle of attack is increasing. So be careful of sort of deep stalling. If you do feel that the glider is rocking back or in a deep stall, then put your hands up and make sure it flies. But if it is deep stalling, then a tiny jab on the brakes, just to feel the pressure, will get it to rock forwards and fly out. Don't pull a big brake because that could drop you into a violent stall.
Manufacturers will also suggest that you use the speed bar or push on the risers, but as long as you're sensitive, you can just jab on the brakes. After all, they're in your hands anyway.
Come down! Come down! I've got to come down. So I'm just, to get down if you're sort of just approaching cloud base, it's always best to sort of pull big ears because it gives you forward speed still.
When done correctly, most big ears with high aspect ratio wings are in fact cleaner and more efficient than normal, safer wings.
We'll do the big ear again. So it's going to be bigger deflation. So one, then the other, okay, and just stabilize it. The higher the aspect ratio wing, the more radical it'll be. But you can see it's dropping quite a lot. Okay, now I'll get it out, so I just let go of it. And it pops out on the left, pops out on the right. All is wonderful.
So now let's compare the most used descent techniques. You can see here that the spiral dive gets you down faster, but you may be in a position where you need forward speed and a high descent rate, like getting away from a sucking cloud. So you need to do a big ears and stabilize it, then use speed bar. So it's important to practice all the descent techniques and get proficient at all of them so that you can choose the right one for the right situation.